Jacksonville. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ed Moore III, and welcome to another special episode of Late Night with Ed Moore III. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, in a couple days, America will once again go to the polls to elect our next president of the United States of America. And so tonight, in honor of Election Day, which is coming up in less than 5 days, we wanted to be able to sit down tonight and not necessarily speak on politics, but political compromise. The title of tonight's show is called Democrats versus Republicans, the Future of Political Compromise. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to be examining is we're going to be looking into the lives of Democrats and Republicans, and we're going to be examining what makes them unique, as well as the possibilities of future compromise in American politics. What makes a Democrat, what makes a Republican, and why do they continue the political ideas, the political thought processes of Democrats and Republicans? What are some of the stereotypes of being a Democrat, and what are some of the stereotypes of being a Republican? We're not here to talk about the issues tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about the parties. And as some of you already know, as many of you already know, I have a very important announcement to make at the end of tonight's show. But until then, we welcome you to Late Night with Ed Moore III here on this Friday, November the 2nd, 2012. It is 2 minutes past the hour.
Tabernacle, and we might as well praise him. Come on, choir. Shout. In the tabernacle, give him the highest praise. In the tabernacle, give him the highest praise. Feel the rivers lift up? Lift up, Jesus. In the tabernacle, give him the highest praise. Praise him. In the tabernacle, give him the highest praise. Song. Here we go. Overflow. Get ready. Get ready for the rain. Outpour.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 8 minutes past the hour here on 91.9 FM, WLJS Jacksonville. We welcome you here on this Friday, November the 2nd, 2012, to another special episode of Late Night with Ed Moore III. As many of you all know, it is election season here in the United States of America, and the time to pick our next president of the United States is just around the corner. And we're hosting our special presidential election episode tonight. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're not necessarily going to be discussing the issues. We're going to be discussing the political parties. What makes a Democrat a Democrat? What makes a Republican a Republican? And why have Democrats chosen to be Democrats? And why have Republicans chosen to be Republicans? I want to know some of the things such as, what are the stereotypes of being a Democrat? What are the stereotypes of being a Republican? And at the end of tonight's show, our hope and our wish is that there can be some type of political compromise. Can America survive without two political parties? Can there be an independent America? And what about other countries who have several political parties, 3, 4, 5, and 6 political parties? Why does America only have 2? Those are some of the questions that we hope to answer tonight. And I have a diverse array of 6 individuals, both of which are Republicans and who are Democrats, to help us answer just that. They come from all across the nation. They're from different socioeconomic backgrounds as well as ages, and they are here joining us tonight in the WLJS studio. If I may, please allow me to welcome Mr. Josh Robinson, who is a 20-year-old Republican from Dallas, Texas. Hello, Josh. It's a pleasure to have you here. And please allow me to welcome Miss Anya Arisohn, who is a 29-year-old Republican from Santa Barbara, California. And please allow me to welcome Mr. Kenneth Smith Jr., who is a 31-year-old Democrat from Piedmont, Alabama. Please allow me to welcome Mr. Brett Johnson, who is a 19-year-old Democrat from Gadsden, Alabama. And please allow me to welcome 2 familiar faces to the Late Night with Ed Moore III show. They were here just a couple of weeks ago when we were having our special during the Race Relations Awareness Month, in which we discussed some of the issues and some of the aspects of the Caucasian community in the United States. Please allow me to welcome back Mr. Jason A. Sumner from Atlanta, Georgia, who is a 27-year-old registered Democrat, as well as Mr. Tyler Suits, who is a Republican. Hello to you all. It is such a pleasure to have you here.
Hey, how you doing?
I consider this such an honor that we were able to get Republicans and Democrats in the same room together, and nobody's bleeding. So it's nice. It's nice to be able to have this conversation, and basically to be able to get to the root of political compromise. If I may, let me just start off by asking our panel of Democrats over here, Mr. Brett Johnson, Mr. Jason A. Sumner, and Mr. Kenneth Smith Jr., what made you guys want to be Democrats? Or I guess what I should start off by saying is, why blue? Why Democrats?
Well, for me, going blue was kind of a process. Early on, coming out of high school, I looked into what do I want to do for the future, and I decided that I want to get involved. I want to help people. I want to make a difference in people's lives. So I said, I think that I can do that via the political process, and I started looking locally from Gadsden, Alabama. It's Etowah County, and I looked at the local parties we had there. We had local Republican Party and the local Democratic Party, and I understood that in order to actually have a voice as someone coming from a lower class in the political process, I would have to choose a party. So I took time out of my high school agenda, and I visited a couple of local county Republican meetings, and I visited a couple of local county Democratic meetings, and the more I met people, the more I learned. I felt that the Democratic Party is more of a mirror image of our state, and that their general theory behind all their principles, they take into governing, it is to help the people that don't have voices for themselves, and I felt that that is how I want to serve, so I aligned myself with the Democratic Party that way.
Okay. Mr. Jason A. Sumner, why blue? Why not? Why not red?
Well, why not blue? I chose my party affiliation based on my interest in the funding of education and a number of other issues in which I do line with them better than I do the Republican in this particular state. I've always believed you don't spend money that you don't have, but on the moral side of things, I have different beliefs. The Democratic Party here in the state of Alabama offers me a more in tune, I guess, account for what I believe than does the Republican Party in the state of Alabama. So, and that's why I chose my political affiliation. So it was about the issues.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Kenneth Smith Jr., why blue? Why Democrat? Why not Republican?
I'm actually from a family that's only Republican, so for me to kind of step out of the box, I'm a little blue dot in a very red family instead of a little blue dot in a very red state. But just for me, you know, what I believe in and, you know, who my friends are and different rights that we want, I know that we'd never get that, you know, being Republican. You know, just a setback for my own life. Why would I choose somebody who doesn't believe in me? So for me, it's what, you know, who supports me and who looks out for my well-being, I believe, the best. And that, to me, is why I chose to be blue.
Okay. Let's go over here to our Republican panel. Mr. Tyler Suits, who was a guest of Late Night with Ed Moore III just a couple of weeks ago. Why red? Why not true blue?
For the most part, I grew up in a strictly Republican-based family, so I've always been around the culture of it and just immersed in it all my life. And just looking at the history of it, guys like Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln, it's kind of hard to go wrong when those guys have been such a great success at their current time. It's kind of hard for me to say spot on head of the nail why I enjoy it. It's just, it seems like the values of the Republican Party are based around my family values as well. So I see a lot in common with that, so that's why I go with it.